Interdependence between living things. Living things and non-living things living in an environment together form an ecosystem. Man, plants and animals and microorganisms form the living part of the ecosystem. The ecosystem has a non-living part which consists of soil, rocks, minerals, air, light, and water. All parts of an ecosystem are dependent on each other. Man is dependent on plants and animals for their food, while animals depend on plants for survival. Plants in turn are dependent on the soil for food, which is a non-living thing. Plants prepare food with the chlorophyll present in their leaves. Chlorophyll is the element that gives the green color to the leaves. Plants use sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide to prepare food. This process of preparing food is called photosynthesis. Leaves are called the food factory of plants. Animals, unlike plants, cannot produce their own food directly. They either eat plants or other animals. Animals are therefore called consumers. Some animals, like cows, deer, the very large elephant, or the extremely tall giraffe, and so many more, eat only plants. Animals that eat only plant food are called the herbivorous animals or simply herbivores. Animals like the tiger, eagle, dog, and lion eat only the flesh of other animals. They are called carnivorous animals or carnivores. There are some animals like the bear and even man that eat both plants and animals. They are called omnivorous animals or omnivores. All carnivores and omnivores eat other consumers for their food and are called secondary consumers. Let's look at this with a chart. We had the plant, which was a producer. The deer eats plants and is a herbivore. They are consumers. The carnivore and omnivore eat the plant or the herbivore, which has been dependent on the plant. They are secondary consumers. There are some other animals like the hyena, vulture, crow, etc. that eat the flesh of dead animals. They are called scavengers. Bacteria and fungi feed on dead and decaying matter. They break down or decompose the dead parts of animals and plants to produce nutrients. They are called decomposers. Plants depend on decomposers for their nutrition. So, we see that all living and non-living things live in an ecosystem and depend on each other by either eating another or by being eaten by another. Even plants depend on nutrients created by the decomposers. Herbivores eat these plants that are then eaten by the carnivorous animals. When these animals die, they are fed on by the decomposers. This chain is called the food chain. Other than getting food, living things also depend on each other for many other things. Some animals depend on plants. Some animals, birds and insects make their homes in trees. Very importantly, plants release oxygen into the atmosphere, which is used by animals to breathe. Plants too are dependent on animals. Animals release carbon dioxide while breathing, which plants use to make food. Many insects like the bee or flower help in plant reproduction. While collecting nectar, the pollen gets stuck to them and gets carried from one flower to another. The flower becomes a fruit, and the fruit contains one or many seeds which in turn give rise to new plants. Animals eat the fruit of trees and then throw the seeds far away. This helps new plants to grow. Some seeds have hooks and thorns. These stick to the hair of animals and get carried away to faraway places. Humans have an unbreakable bond with plants. We depend on plants not only for food but also for wood and timber for our furniture, housing, etc. We use wood as a fuel. Plants give a whole lot of byproducts like gums and resins which are used by us. Paper and cloth are made from wood and plant fiber. A lot of plants have medicinal values which humans use to treat various ailments. Human beings not only depend on animals for food but also depend on them for many other things. Animals like bulls, horses, and even camels are used as farm animals and to plow fields and even draw carts. Donkeys and mules have been used to carry loads. Animal products like wool and leather are used to make clothes, shoes, belts, and bags. Animals have an integral part in our lives, as do plants, and all together we make up the ecosystem. We depend on each other, and we, as intelligent humans, should not disturb the fine balance of ecosystem. With excessive pollution and emissions, our polar caps are melting. Today, there are just about 1,400 tigers left in India, and they are still being poached indiscriminately. Our forests are being depleted by indiscriminate cutting of trees. The ozone layer has been depleted and is a matter of great concern. We have a wonderful planet which we as humans are really destroying. We all can make an effort to protect our planet by using what we need and using the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle. We shall learn a bit more about the 3 R's in our later lesson. Summary. We've learnt about interdependence in living things. Keep learning.